Okay, welcome back. Today is Earth Day, April 22nd, and we are continuing right along with our Module 5 math lessons. We're doing Eureka Math, Module 5, Lesson 5, 5.5. Today we're going to be talking about how, we started talking about volume a long time ago, it feels like, by packing a figure with unit cubes. Do you remember that? Okay, and then we packed it full, and then we counted the unit cubes, and that's how one way we figured out what the volume of that figure was. Today we're going to see how packing a rectangular prism with unit cubes is related to filling it with liquid. Like, how does that relate? Because not all containers in the world store solid unit cubes, right? Some containers store liquid. Do those containers have volume too? Yeah, so we're going to see how liquid is related to volume. Does that make sense? Based on what we've already learned, what is one way we could find the volume of this box? Paulina? I could fill it with unit cubes and see how many. That's one way. Okay, what's another way I could find the volume of this box? Arnav? If I pour, how would that help me? If I pour, have we learned about pouring something in? No. So I said based on what we've already learned. Paulina said we could fill with unit cubes. Have we already learned to fill with unit cubes? Arnav, I want you to think. What's another way we've learned to find volume? We can measure and find the length, the width, and the height, and then we can multiply. Those are the two ways we've learned so far to find volume. Good. So based on our demonstrations and our experiments that we've done in class today, we can see that 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 milliliter. I want you to flip open to your notebooks right now and write that in. So if the volume, as we can see, the volume of box number 1 was 108 cubic centimeters. Well, 1 cubic centimeter is the exact same as 1 milliliter. So if I have 108 cubic centimeters, I know that that box can hold 108 milliliters. Same thing in box number 2. Box number 2 held 784 cubic centimeters, which means each cubic centimeter is the same as 1 milliliter. So it can hold 784 milliliters. 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 milliliter. If I have a box and the volume is 25 cubic centimeters, how much water can it hold? 25 milliliters. If I have another box that can hold 100 cubic centimeters, how much water can it hold? 100 milliliters. Very good. So in the first beaker, I started with 5 milliliters of water. When I added 1 more milliliter, the water level went up, and now it's at 6, because 5 plus 1 more milliliter is 6 milliliters. Do you agree? Good. When I add 1 cubic centimeter into the 6 milliliter beaker, we know that 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 milliliter. So that's the same, even though the cube isn't water, I'm not adding more water, it's the same as adding 1 milliliter more worth of volume. So we can think of this last part as the cube. Does that make sense? Very good. So we know that all together, we want to fit 250 milliliters of water into a container. We have 5 boxes here, A, B, C, D, and E, and we want to see if that 250 milliliters of water will fit in those containers. How are we going to figure that out? Well, if we know if we have 250 milliliters of water, then the volume needs to be at least how much? 250 cubic centimeters. So what we have to do is we have to go through each of these boxes and calculate the volume to see if it has at least 250 cubic centimeters. Okay, let's do that. Box A is 16 centimeters by 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters. Go ahead and figure out the volume of that box.